It is Mike Brandenstein bringing you another bass tutorial for Jellynote. Today we're going to be looking at the classic Michael Jackson song, Billie Jean. You know, the one that brought you the White Glove and the Moonwalk? That's right. Also a very cool bass line. And we're also going to be looking at a new technique called palm muting. This palm muting kind of gives you this kind of sound. Kind of cool, huh? All right, let's go get your bass. Come on back and let's learn this, all right? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look at the notes here that we're going to be using for this song, but we're also going to be looking at the note pattern, how we play this note pattern. We're going to look at it for the chorus, for the verse, and there's two different patterns you're going to play for the verse. And then we'll take a look at this new technique called palm muting and see how we can incorporate that into this song. So here we go. We're going to start off with the notes for this verse, okay? And this is the intro of the song, really. And the notes you're going to be playing here are on the 4th fret of the 2nd string. All right, that's an F sharp. The next one is going to be the 4th fret of the A string or the 3rd string. That's a C sharp, okay? So those are the first two. And then you're going to go to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, which is an E. All right? And then we're going to go back to the 4th fret of the same string of that 2nd string, and then back down to the 2nd fret, okay? And then you're going to go, here we go to the 2nd fret, and then to the 3rd string, 4th fret, and then the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and back to the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Sounds something like this here. So we got okay, and we'll get that again. Now, right now we're just doing it mechanically and doing it slowly just to get a feel for the notes, just to kind of get the location. That's all we want to do at first. Just get the location of the notes, get comfortable with the location. The second thing you want to do is nail down what fingers you're going to be using for each note. So if I'm playing this, I'm probably just going to go to my ring finger for the 4th fret and my index finger for the 2nd fret notes. So I'm just using 2 fingers, and okay. And when I'm going down from the two 4th fret notes, so that F sharp and that C sharp, then it's going to be, I'm going to kind of jump my finger down, because when I lift it up, if I do this, then I might be making that first F sharp ring a little too loud or a little too long. So this is kind of a thumpy sound. This is probably a keyboard. I believe it's a keyboard bass on this anyway. It's got kind of a punchy, thumpy sound. So we want it to be real short staccato notes, okay? Okay, so not too much ring, okay? And you definitely don't want 2 notes ringing at the same time like this. Okay, so all right. Okay, now there's another part to this verse at measure 20 on your tabs. And what we do is we shift to the 1st string or the G string, okay? And we're going to be looking at the 4th fret there. So in the 4th fret of the 2nd string again. So those notes that you're looking at are B, and then F sharp. And then you go to A, which is the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And then we drop down to the 4th fret and 2nd frets of the 2nd string. Again, so that F sharp and E. Okay. All right, that's how we do that. Then we go back to our original pattern. Then we repeat it. Oops. Okay. All right, so that is the second part of the verse. So to put them both together, it'll sound like this. Then we go to verse 20. All right. That is pretty much the verse and the bass pattern for that song. Next, you have the chorus, which is going to happen a little bit later, and you have an open D, or open second string, and then you go to the F sharp, which is the 4th fret of the D string, and then you do it again. And there's also an octave F sharp in there on the 2nd fret on the E string, the 4th string. So you'll be working on the chorus there. You'll be working with the 4th fret of the D string, 4th fret of the A string, and the 2nd fret of the E string. It's very early in the morning right now, so I'm kind of slow catching on to this. Okay, so, and then you do the open D again, and then to the F sharp, or that 4th fret of the D string, and then open D, and then you go down to the 4th fret of the A string, which is a C sharp, and you just kind of hit those with 8th notes, and we go right back into the pattern, which goes into the chorus. Okay, so that's pretty much the pattern for this song. All right. Next, we're going to take a look at this palm muting technique to kind of give it a little more of a color, a little more flavor to this bass line, okay? So probably back in 1978, the very first bass I owned had this little, it was an Epiphone, old Epiphone hollow body, kind of looked like an Gibson ES335 guitar. But it had this mute on. It had this thing on it that you flipped up, and it had this foam piece that pressed up against the strings down by the bridge. And I never quite knew what that was until later on I realized this is something that bass players were using a lot, and it's called a mute. And a lot of times if a bassist didn't have it on their bass, they would get foam and shove it down underneath the strings right around the bridge, so it wouldn't deaden the strings too much, but it would give it this kind of punchy sound. All right, so if you don't use foam, or if you just want to have that sound occasionally, a lot of times a bassist will use their palm, the part of their palm, and we'll use this part right here. And they'll just kind of lay it across the string. Not up here. If we do it up here, we get no sound, right? We get very little sound. But if we come down to the bridge, where we're just kind of muting the vibration of the strings so that it's still giving us the tone, still giving us the note, but it's just keeping the sustain very low and giving us this little tighter, punchier sound. So this is what we do. The idea then is to play with your thumb. So you're going to pluck your string with your thumb, okay, and kind of give it this kind of sound. All right, so if you're just using one string, you're going to lay your palm down right here, and then you're going to pluck with your thumb. All right. So the idea then is to try plucking every note of this song, for instance. Now, if you've never used your thumb, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, and you might even work up a blister on your thumb if you do it too much. So be careful, try not to get trying to do it too much, but get that thumb toughened up to where you get a nice callus on there. And then also, it's going to take a little bit of time to coordinate your thumb. So especially as you're jumping strings, work on different songs. You could do this kind of technique on almost any song. It's a really nice technique and gives your bass a nice punchy sound. Especially if you have a bass with a little more of a thinner sound. This will kind of fatten it up a little bit. So it's a great way to kind of add some variety to your playing and also give you a little more punch to your bass lines, all right? So this is the palm muting technique, and what it will sound like for this song here is this, okay? We start off, it'll be... Okay, then the second part of the verse. Up. Okay. Do it again. All right, so give that a try. If you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for some kind of a different technique, give this palm muting a try. I think you'll have fun with it, and you might even impress your friends, all right? Okay, that's it, Billie Jean. I hope you enjoyed learning that. Most of all, I hope you get a chance to work on this new technique, this palm muting, and have fun, all right? And the way you can have fun even more is to download this cool Jellynote app, all right? The Jellynote app really is very cool. You have access to this video, plus a bunch of other videos that you can interact with on this app, along with, that's right, the tabs for this song and probably thousands of others, okay? So don't forget, download the Jellynote app. Use the Jellynote app daily, by the way. And click on the link here also so you can get any of your sheet music, your tabs, and your chord charts for almost any instrument out there, all right? It's Jellynote. They provide it all. One of the greatest and largest music learning platforms out there, all right? This is Mike Brandenstein for the Worship Based Workshop, recording for Jellynote, and I will see you next time.